And up next year, I really like this fight. We got Casey O'Neill, who is in a do or die position here, in my opinion. On two straight losses, she was 9-0. She went in there, she beat Roxanne Modafferi, which was a big win at that time. That was Roxanne Modafferi's retirement fight, and O'Neill kind of got that opportunity from the UFC to send someone that was a big name out the door, and she got the job done. But in the process, she tore her ACL and kind of didn't get the buzz and the big fight off that victory that she probably would have gotten, and took a long time off, came back, had a really tough fight against Jennifer Maia, and lost that one. And then her last fight, bad showing there. She got hurt and then submitted by Ariane Lipski, and now 2 losses in a row. She switched camp. She's with Fight Ready MMA. She left Extreme Couture, which she was with them for a long time, and it seemed like she had a really good rapport with that gym. So it was a big change, and she is getting to go home, fight in Australia in front of her hometown fans, and she's having to face someone that's 2-0 in the UFC, or 3-0, I believe, 2 or 3-0 in the UFC, 3-0, excuse me, but that has been fighting the greatest competition, that just recently fought like a month ago, is coming back having to do back-to-back weight cuts in a kind of a short period of time, travel across the world, and have to fight a different type of opponent, totally different style. So optimally, you'd think this fight would kind of favor Casey O'Neill, especially with her original matchup being a heavy wrestler and Teresa Bleda, because I personally feel as if Casey O'Neill has to go back to her grappling roots in this fight. And how I see it kind of going down is, early on, I do think that O'Neill will struggle a little bit. Luana Santos is the faster girl. She has the better footwork, movement, and her striking is, I don't think it's great, honestly. I mean, she's real looping with her overhand. She'll throw that big left hook, but she cuts angles fairly well, and then she lands heavy when she connects and has power, so she could hurt you, rock you, and O'Neill is kind of stuck in the mud a little bit. She could be there to get clipped, and if Santos connects early, she could hurt her like we saw Lipski, and then jump on a submission or something like that. And then Luana Santos has really good judo, and when she gets on top, she is a problem. She'll hunt the submissions like we saw in her last fight, but I feel like that judo also gets her in trouble. If you watch her fight with Jenna Bishop, she kept going for these ill-advised head and arm throws instead of trying to defend the double legs, and was just getting taken down and ended up in real bad positions immediately when the fight hit the ground, and it seemed like she got pretty fatigued there in that fight. And that's the game plan that O'Neill has to implement here. Luana Santos early is going to be moving, being dynamic, throwing hard. So you have to weather that storm. And then when Santos's footwork kind of slows down, those looping and untechnical striking shots aren't going to be as good. They're not going to be as powerful. And when you can get inside in them, you can start to connect with your jab, with your punches. I do think O'Neill has the better technical boxing. She'll go body head. She throws straighter shots down the middle. She actually throws a jab, and if she can get all that going, then she can mix in the wrestling and get on top and start to break Santos, and I think she could do that, push the pace. I feel like she's going to be a little bit more durable from what I've seen, and I think that she's going to have the cardio advantage if it becomes more of a dogfight. So what Casey O'Neill can't do is spend that first round getting beat up and then fall into a trap where she's at distance and kind of scared to commit, and then Santos can lower the pace and win a decision. So I think that O'Neill has to go in there with a screw-it attitude and come forward, be real aggressive, take some damage early, but use that to get your boxing going and then the wrestling going, and get that late finish or decision victory and get back into that mix again. So I'm going to go with Casey O'Neill for the upset and predict she wins this fight.